Hi there, I'm Chenae Carey from Chenae Carey Coaching. Today I want to talk to you about Canva and how it doesn't have to be hard for images in Canva to be made beautiful. So I want to talk to you about some tips that I've got about creating images in Canva to make them look beautiful. So I've got a few tips, so I'm going to start off with your branding. So talking about your branding, what I mean in a really basic sense is colors and fonts. There's a lot more to branding than that, but just when it comes to designing in Canva, knowing your colors and knowing your fonts is really, really important. So when you're creating graphics to go with your Facebook posts, making sure that you know what you're doing in Canva is important. And to know what you're doing means that you know what your colors are and your fonts are. So make sure that you've got something set up, you know the colors and you know the fonts, you've got them written down somewhere. If you've been using them for a while like me, you might actually know them off by heart. So that's tip number one, know your colors and your fonts. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about tip number two, which is all about making it easy. So in Canva, there's actually some layouts. So depending on which template size you actually create, there's some predetermined layouts sitting in there. So what you can do is go in, select a layout that you like the feel of, and then go and change that into your fonts and your colors. So because tip number one was about your fonts and colors, tip number two should be nice and easy. So go in, let's say you pick the social media template, which is the square 800 by 800 pixels one, and then click on layouts on the left hand side. When you click on layouts, you'll then see all of the different options there. Now some are free and some are paid if you're using the free version of Canva. So make sure that if you are using the free version and you're wanting a free layout, that you do select one that says free in the bottom corner rather than the little dollar sign. So find a layout that feels right, that feels like you, that feels like your brand, and then go and make changes to it. Make sure that you're making the changes in your color scheme and in your fonts, and you'll instantly have a post that starts to feel a little bit like you and your brand. So that's tip number two. Tip number three is finding some inspiration. So whilst you're on Facebook, have a little bit of a look for posts that you like the look of, that you like the layout, you like the design, you like the style, but keeping in mind that you can't just pick and grab everything. It needs to be within your brand. But let's say you find a particular image that you really like the look of. If you find that, what you can do is save it and go back to that in Canva. So when you're in Canva, have a little bit of a look at the image and then go to Canva and do your best to recreate that image. So rather than reinventing the wheel and staring at a blank canvas going, what am I going to post about? Find some inspiration and actually create your version of that in Canva. So that's tip number three. Tip number four is actually using that inspiration to create some templates. So what you might do is you might create it and then you might make a copy of it, and you might reinvent it by just inversing, so changing the colors around. So you might have, like for my brand, I've got coral, navy, charcoal, and white. So in some of the posts, I might have coral as the background color, that's the really strong color, and then I might create a template that's the same look. However, the background color actually becomes the navy, and some of the highlighted colors actually switch along with the background color. They switch as well. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions about that, please do let me know. I'm happy to explain what I mean, show you a little sample. So make sure you're creating templates in Canva so that when you go in to create some post pictures, you've got some ideas there ready to go. You're not creating from scratch every single time. So the little bit of time and energy and effort spent at the beginning to create some templates really helps you get it done into the future. So that is my fourth of my 5 tips. I've got one more to go. And my fifth and final tip is to actually get some training if you need it. And this is where my Bawsome to Awesome Canva training actually comes into it. So that is actually a training program that I've created. It's 6 modules. They're pre-recorded videos, and I actually talk you through using Canva. This is good if you're very new to Canva and you're still trying to learn your way around. If you've been using it for a little while, you might be a little bit further along and you might be further advanced. But if you're wanting to really sink your teeth into Canva, you've been hearing people talking about Canva and it's time for you to work out how to use it, then that is the Canva training for you. So it's called Boresome to Awesome Canva Training. The idea is that we take it from being really boring to really awesome. It's 6 modules, like I said. They're pre-recorded videos. You can watch them one at a time. We've got our own little Facebook group, so as you go through the modules, you can pop up what you've learned and what you've designed after each module. I can give you feedback. You can ask any questions that you've got, and it's only $49. So the link is below if you'd like to go and take a look at the program. Please let me know if you've got any questions about it, but that is my 5th and final tip, is to get some training if you really don't know where to start. So I'll just do a quick recap. So tip number 1 was to really make sure you've got your fonts and colors. Tip number 2 was to use your fonts and colors in the layouts that you find in Canva. Tip number 3 was to find some inspiration, so go out and find some posts that you like the look of. Tip number 4 was to use that and create some templates. And tip number 5 is to get some training. So good luck, happy Canva-ing. I hope you have a great time creating your designs. And if it's taking far too long, remember that you can always get someone to help you out and do some for you. That's it from me. Have a great day, and I will see you all soon. Bye.